This is Sarge here at C4 Defense, and today we're going to talk about the Glock 43X versus the Glock 42 for EDC. But before we do that, let's go ahead and see if we can get some on steel. Got him. Let's try that one. See if we can get that little one, see what's going on there. Got it. Now the 43X and the 42 I think are some pretty good choices for EDC. I skipped over the 43 because, this is just my opinion, there's not a whole lot of difference between the 42 and the 43, but there is a lot of difference between the 43X and the 42. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. Now my Glock 43X, I specifically waited and got this one in black. As soon as they came out, I went and traded in my 43 and got the 43X. I would have gotten the X when it first came out, but I didn't care for the stainless slide. It just wasn't for me. I do like the fact that they've added the front cocking serrations, the front slide serrations. It's always a nice touch. Now, as you can see, I've added stainless pins, which don't really do anything, but I do like the way they look, although the extended stainless takedown lever is wonderful. This one is a little over 5 inches tall. The grip is longer than the 43, but it is not as long as a 43 with a +2 extension, and that's 10 rounds versus 8 rounds. The barrel is 3.41 inches long. It has a nice sight radius, typical Glock trigger, typical hand guard, but if you'll notice, it is wider. This is 1.1 inches wide, and most of that is from the frame, not the slide. The slide is the same as the 43, but the frame is wider, and that's to hold that. That is a 10-round magazine. It is a little more sturdy than the 6-round mag that the 43 comes with, and it just feels more like, I'm going to say, a real gun. It doesn't feel like a subcompact. It feels like a real gun, and this thing may actually be the perfect size. It's going to be a down to the wire between this and the 48 as far as perfect size. But now the Glock 42 is the smallest Glock available. It's in .380 caliber. It is, as you can tell, I've added the stainless pins, which are very nice. They're just for aesthetics. But as you can see, it is a little over 4 inches, 4.1 inches tall, I think. 3.25 inch barrel and an overall length of just under 6 inches. This is quite a bit smaller than the 43 and the 43X as far as length and as far as height. Has a typical Glock trigger. As you can see, I've added the stainless pins, which don't really do anything. I just like the way they look. But the extended takedown is wonderful. Typical checkering, but this one is just under an inch wide. It is 0.98 inches wide, and the slide is just slightly narrower than the frame, and that's because it holds this very small 6-round capacity subcompact magazine. It's just very small, very light, good for on the go. But let's go ahead and try it out. All right, now let's talk about the advantages of the Glock 42. First of all, it's light, very light. Let's see how accurate it is. Let's see if we can get that little one. Nope. Got it. All right, at a little over 15 ounces unloaded and 18 ounces loaded, it is 5 ounces lighter than the 43X unloaded and 7 ounces lighter than it loaded. And if you don't think that matters, it does. Especially if you're trying to travel late and don't have a lot of extra. Oh wait, we got one hung up. What is this about? Let's see. What do we have here? That sucks. We got her back in the fight. Maybe the ammo that I'm using, not sure. But like I said, now with only a 6-round capacity, although there are +2 extensions available, ammo capacity, that is an issue. So let's go ahead and try out the 43X. Now, as far as advantages to the 43X, we have capacity, size, it handles just a little bit better, and we've moved up to the 9mm cartridge over the 380, even though the 380 will do the job. Let's see if we can hit that little one. Oh my gosh, got it. All right, now, like I said, capacity, you're talking 2 10-round mags if you carry a spare on you versus 2 6-round mags, so that does add up, and there is a lot of ammunition available for the 9mm, so you have plenty of good choices, but the weight may be a little bit of a disadvantage, and the overall size may be, but it all depends on what you're doing and what the situation is. Let's go ahead and try them out on paper in a more self-defense scenario. Turns out I just misspoke about the Glock 42 weight. It turns out it weighs 13.7 ounces unloaded versus the 18.7 of the 43. Hey, look at this. Look at that. Deer running across the field. 3 fawns and a doe. I'm not gonna bother you. You guys just go. Isn't that cool? I just come up out of the creek. So, all right, back to what I was saying. And so that's a 5-ounce difference, and loaded, it only weighs 15.9 ounces, the 42 does, versus the 43X 23 ounces. So that is over 7 ounces difference. I got the numbers off just a little bit because I try to remember them, but anyway. So let's go ahead, try them up close. Now I'm going to draw and fire 5 shots to the top left target with the Glock 42. Going to change mags, do some slow and deliberate on the bottom left. Remember, 3 to 5 shots, 35 seconds, 35 yards. So, here we go. All right, got those in there. Let's do some slow and deliberate on the bottom. There we go. Yep. I was moving them around a little bit. My fault. Could have done a little better. Now, same thing with the 43X. Draw and fire, 5 shots to the top right, slow and deliberate to the bottom right. So, here we go. Missed one on that reduced size target, but they're still all in on a full size B27. Let's go ahead and get some on the bottom right. There we go. Very accurate when we need to be. The other ones were just get off me, leave me alone. So, like I said, advantages and disadvantages of the 43X versus the 42. You're gonna have to figure that out for yourself. I mean, we're talking weight, we're talking size. There's pluses and minuses in both, but they both work for me as far as what I'm doing. So, like I said, go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, hit that notification icon if you're already a subscriber. See you on the range. Guess who's not good at batch creating videos? Me. Look, I'm gonna have to hang another target because I got them backwards when I was filming my other video a second ago. So I'm gonna mark that out and put a 42 on it. So you guys will see it in the video. Straight professionalism. Pure gold.